There were definitely some days where I did not want to show up, like, not at all. But somehow, here we are, 50 days later. Today is day 50 on my 100-day journey of showing up here on YouTube every single day posting. Today is day 50. Like, oh my goodness. Like, what started out as a personal development challenge to help me get out of my comfort zone with being visible in this way and really continuing to strip away my identity of being a perfectionist has definitely turned into something else. And I want to just share that today about what I am feeling and what I have learned over these last 50 days, especially where I particularly feel the shift or have felt the shift over over this last week. It was almost like that day 43 where I was like, I had ran out of gas, and then I took those next 2 days to really continue to prioritize rest in a way that I have always prioritized it. But I think that was also me being able to practice in real time because this YouTube challenge was something new. Like, listen, I'm going to rest. Okay. That's what I do. I'm going to rest. I'm going to create, but then adding in I'm going to do all those things while I'm still navigating a 9 to 5 and while I am still building this business. But adding something new was another practice for me in real time of showing myself how I can still prioritize rest and creativity in a way that feels aligned to me. And when I did that, I feel like this last week, like I am feeling really, really good. And the thing is, I had expectations I posted a video in this journey about, I can do anything for 30 days, but what happens after that? And what I meant by that is because we always hear that, you do something for 30 days, it becomes a habit, like you're good to go. But that's not how I was feeling after 30 days. Like it was still, I had not embodied being a daily YouTube poster. I had not embodied that yet. It was still it still required me to push myself. And I will say today here at day 50 or just over this last week, things have become more easeful. That's my word, like not easy, not that it does not require effort, because showing up here on YouTube every day definitely requires effort, but it has become more easeful. It has become more, it feels a little bit better in my body. And that's what I mean by easeful. Not that it doesn't require effort, but that it feels more in alignment for how I want to move and live and how it feels in my body. So I do have a few notes because I have them listed, like the things that I felt like I have noticed over these last 50 days. And some of them I didn't expect. And number one is over these last 50 days, it's become less about performance. And again, I'm on here having conversations about ambition, capacity, rest, creativity, embodiment, like all of the things that I feel like women who can resonate with my story, might also resonate with. And one of those things is like stripping away that identity of just performing. And I know that is deeply rooted in many of us who have achieved some level of success, who are driven, who are ambitious. Like that performance has been rooted in us probably since we were children. And it, of course, carried over into us being adults out in the world and in our careers. And I feel like I've done a lot of work to strip away that part of me as an identity. And I feel like this 50 days has also been able to continue to help me strip away that identity of I have to perform, like I have to be perfect. Like the things that I do are tied to my worth. And I feel like I didn't have to show up in a certain way here. Again, that's also why I took on this challenge that Glow had put out, because she just made it more easeful. The way she presented it, just showing up here, talking to the woman that you want to talk, not being scripted, following line by line, not having this beautiful edited video, not having to think about thumbnails and all of the things. It made it more approachable. It made it more easeful. And I feel like that's something that I needed to strip away that performance. So that was number one. Number two, I felt like the pressure to show up here started to drop. Like I was saying in the beginning, I felt like, all the videos had to be good, or all the videos just had to hit. And some point I just had to let that go. Again, I felt like it started to happen kind of after that day 30, but particularly over this last week, and really just showing up as myself. Now, I do always have a topic in mind that I want to talk about, and I always do have a few notes so I don't get too off track, girl, because even though I'm an introvert, I get to talking and then be on a whole nother tangent. So, but not coming here being so scripted and so polished, that's something that I really needed. And I showed up here in that way, but I also still had a little bit of that idea of everything had to be good. And over these days, I've been able to let that go. Also, number three, I started hearing myself more clearly. And what I mean by that is I started just noticing, the topics that I talk about, what I wanted to share on what I believe, my lived experiences, what I actually wanted to say. Like some things, I am a planner, so a lot of my topics I've thought about, but some things just come to me, and I'm trusting that more. If something happened in the day, or I had a conversation with someone, or I watched a YouTube video that resonated with me, like that one I talked about the Japanese habits, like that video has like 1,200 views right now, and that just came from me watching that video and was like, hey, these are things that I'm doing. I want to talk about that from the lens of a ambitious woman. And again, not really having that planned out to a T, but that being one of my most highly viewed videos as I record this one today. So I started to trust myself more on how I wanted to show up and the things that I wanted to talk about over these last 50 days. What else I wrote here? In addition to that level of trust, there was another level of trust in myself of just showing up here every day. And it came to a point where it wasn't just about the videos, but just about trusting myself to just follow through. And not that, because one thing about me is I'm a very, very focused person. And if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And there is nothing going to come in between that. So I knew that once I said that, hey, I'm going to show up here on YouTube for 100 days, I was going to do it. But just seeing that fruit, it continues to build that trust in myself. Again, I know I'm going to do it. And even though some days are hard to show up, I'm going to do it. But just continuing to trust myself and staying rooted in that part of my identity to be like, Erica is still there. When you say you're going to do something, girl, you're going to do it. And I am. And then this, like I said earlier, this challenge has really helped me continue to strip away that perfectionism that's in me, and that I've done so much work on letting go. But when that is so deeply rooted in you, it can be hard to completely remove. So what you just have to start doing is when that little perfectionism bug starts to like rear its ugly head, just become aware of it. You begin to become aware of it quicker so then you can pivot quicker. And I feel like these last 50 days have helped me start to do it. And especially on the days like day 43, when I was just wiped out and I didn't want to show up, that still mattered. That still mattered. Me being imperfect, me being tired, me having on my ugly house sweater, me having on my glasses, but I still showed up, and that mattered. So these 50 days have definitely helped me continue to strip away that perfectionism bug that lives deeply in me. And there was something else that I didn't expect here, was how much it meant to me to like hear from you and to hear from the other ladies, like through the comments, and just what videos resonated with you, and you sharing that with me down in the comments. I don't take that kind of stuff lightly. And that really means a lot to me, because there's so many people out here creating content on YouTube, and for you to take your time to watch my videos and then to take the time to share what resonated with you in the comments, that really means a lot to me. And it even amplified me being able to show up here every day, because now that I hear from you all in the comments, it's like, now I'm showing up for her. Now I'm showing up for her. So that really means a lot to me, and it helps me keep going. Even if it's just one person that's watching these videos, that's enough for me. And it means so much when, again, you guys, when you and other women take the time to not only watch the video, but like it and leave me a comment. That really means a lot to me. And I also just wanted to share this, because it's not about being perfect. It's about setting out, and if you're having a commitment to yourself to do something, to being consistent and to showing up to that commitment regardless. And I talked about this in a few other videos, that this can look like anything. This can look like you prioritizing rest for yourself more. This can look like you working out more, or just being more healthy with the things that you eat. When you're starting something new, it can be difficult. It can require a lot of effort. Like I said, this YouTube challenge has really required a lot of effort from me. But if you've made the commitment to yourself, it's about staying true to that commitment, even before you start to see the results. Because one thing is true. If you continue to show up for yourself, the results will come. It's inevitable. The results will definitely come. So it's just about, and it's crazy that this is day 50 for me. It's just, when I started this challenge, I'm like, what am I going to talk about for 50 days? But here I am. And I'm not going to lie, I'm also thinking about what am I going to talk about for the next 50 days? But now that I'm like at that middle point, and I'm going to be starting to go down to meet my 100 days, the topics will come. They have been coming. I do have some plan, and then I just let life happen. I let conversations happen. I notice what's happening around me. I let God give me some creative downloads, and I show up here, I hit record, and I talk to you. And that matters, and you matter, and the other women who watch my videos, that matters. So I really didn't expect this to change me in this way, although I knew it was, because Glow said that this would be a personal development challenge, and that was my only goal setting out here. And I can definitely feel the shift, like I said, particularly over this last week. And I'm glad that I didn't wait to feel ready or to feel perfect. I just saw Glow position this challenge in this way, and I decided to do it and show up. I think I had told my friend like I was going to do this, and like 3 days later I was recording the videos. And now I have to figure out too, like how I'm going to celebrate this day. I don't know, like maybe later today after work, I will, I don't know, go to Sprouts or Whole Foods or something and either get me a little dessert or get some ingredients to make a mocktail at home. I don't know how I'm going to celebrate. And girl, that's a whole nother video. Maybe I can do a video about that. I have had the biggest challenge, like celebrating myself. I've just been so in the mode of once you complete something, okay, I did it, and just move on. But that's been on my list for 2026, is to really take the time to celebrate myself, even small wins and even in small ways. And I want to do that today. I want to celebrate this halfway point, showing up every single day on YouTube for 50 days. And the motivation and the celebration and the willingness to continue to move forward for the next 50 days. So I want to ask you, what's something you've been thinking about showing up for that you haven't started yet? Maybe this can be the motivation for you. We are at 50 days. 50 days. That is so wild to me. And the time kind of went by quickly, I feel. 50 days. Time is definitely rolling by. Well, I'm Erica Prevail. I share daily conversations helping women like you rework your relationship with ambition, capacity, rest, and creativity. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.